Yes.
Lola,
What?
can you tell about our life?
About our life? My life?
Yes.
My life is that I'm so happy I have 13 grandchildren and you are one of them. Imagine that. I'm so happy that all of you are boys in your mommy's side. And then on Tita Jenny's side,
O, Zico,
all girls.
You
Huwag
see-
ka munang makulit. Let's do it properly.
you see dinosaur.
Dinosaur ang gusto eh. When I was a little girl, they were all fawning and over me because I was so fair. After Virgilio, I was the next. There was a 4-year gap. That's why, I think my mom lost. But I believe din ako sa kanila in the sense that I was supposedly made in one evacuation place because it was during the war. Remember, my dad was a soldier. And then, the year after, another evacuation place, Tita Penny was born. So I said, wow, passionate. Where is this mga ganito terrain, Anyway, when I came out, when I came out, I said, oh my God, she's so fair. As in, that's what they told me because I would never remember this. Yan.
Was this in Mindanao or in Visayas?
In Mindanao, in the forests, in the jungle somewhere, I don't know.
Ganun din Tita Penny, in the jungle.
But in another jungle siya, pero around the terrain, ganun. Another evacuation place. Kaya sabi ko, wow, passionate sila kasi another, tapos the following year. Anyway, then, because I already have a younger sister, naturally, the mother already had to be breastfeed the younger one. So ako ngayon ang malnourished. Wala. So where would they get? We were in the jungle, so they would get any kind of leaf. My mother is a pharmacist, so she said, I think that one is like this. So we would just boil it and then so that was it. They would feed me with that liquid there like that. And then there was a point now that I was throwing up and I was also, so it was up and down. So I was like losing weight by the minute before their eyes. And what happened was, my breath was no longer as regular as it should be. I was like, so they were all saying their prayers already, saying prayers over me that I will be taken, not to suffer anymore, etc. The night passed. Would you believe the following day, the warrior Linda Tahonera who came, vengeance. Nag-ingon sila, kaputi, kaayo, siguro anak ini ng fairy. Kasi sa mga jungle, may mga ganun ng Pero my dad came from a rather fair family. The Padero side, my mom, I'm afraid to say, they were browns and all, so.
The only time we would get together would be during weekends, Saturdays. So because of my mom, it was really a must that every Saturday we should all get together. So everybody would be there, the Taonera clans, the Bulan clan, they would all come over. And the common denominator among all of us during the weekends is the mahjong session. So that's the one, that's the memories. The whole day we'd just be playing mahjong.
When my dad was transferred to Butuan City, the boys were, I don't know, I think right now looking back, they said that I was really something. They kept on hovering around me and sitting beside me and putting their hands like next to mine. And I said, why? Because you're so fair. And I looked and I said, oh yes, you're so black. No, I mean, I didn't say that to them. But at that point in my life, I was not conscious of any complexion or anything. So in Butuan, I was there 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and I graduated in high school there. I have not been conscious about studies. When I was in the grade school, all I wanted was to play. And they always said, ay, si Indit, tomboy. She would climb trees, she'd go after monkeys and all that. But tell her to do her homework and, ganon. Boys were like coming to me always like, pressing some little small notes. What are those? Mga, oh, you're so pretty, I've crushed on you, etc. Oh my God, and then I would throw them like that. I was such a snob, especially because from Cagayan de Oro City, I compared it with Butuan City. I said, oh my God, this is from the boondocks. Anyway, I'm so prejudiced. I mean, that was me before, so. I was such a tomboy, I didn't really mind, if I had to be up on their truck, put there all those flowers and all. Wala. So I preferred to be the band majorette because I was fascinated with drums. To get away from the CMT, I didn't want to be going there, ganyan, init. So nag-try out ako sa drum, so I was taken. And sabi, no, you'll be the majorette. Huh? Oh, here, get this baton and learn how to twirl it. My mom asked me what I wanted to do, and I wanted to be a nurse. My mom didn't want to say no naman, so I said, you just take a Bachelor of Arts, like, you know. So I was just AB General at first, but since I really wanted to be a nurse, my end goal, so most of my subjects were sciences, laboratory and all that stuff. No? I didn't think I would be a teacher at all. I mean, I majored in Bachelor of Arts in Natural Sciences because I wanted to be a nurse. You know, it's like doing a humanitarian kind of, you know, service. And I was fascinated with the nurse's hat and cap, no? So I said I'd like that. But my grandma, who was a snotty, said, what? I have a granddaughter who's gonna wipe off butts of. Apparently, the apartment that they got in Manila was just, it was a 2-story, but not big enough for all of us. So I think my mommy was just sparing me from the, you know, the tightness in the place. My mom wanted to oblige me. So she asked me, and I said I still wanted to be a nurse. So she accompanied me to St. Paul's, and then unfortunately, when they saw my transcript, I said, oh, you already finished. Don't take you, go to your Ateneo and get your master's. And so I was too young, I was only 14, so I just followed what they said. So my mom brought me to the Pantrifaura, and then, wow, business administration, etc. Oh my God. And then I saw a Father Araneta who was also the rector. No, you don't fit here. That's what he said. Here. Then he got a piece of paper, wrote something. Here, bring this to Loyola Heights. And you give this to this headmaster. I didn't even know who that was. Secretary brought me, and then the head teacher from that grade came, come follow me. I mean, no introduction, like, how are you? Nothing. Just follow. So I just followed. I was thrown into the wolves because these are repeaters, and they knew I was new, and I wasn't trained to be a teacher. You know what? In one instance, I mean, they were like going all over, throwing papers and all. I just turned around and started crying. I was sobbing. I was like, oh my God, what is this? Riot. So I was like, John honors class pa palang pinahandle sa atin sa grade 2. So, I mean, I have got all these mga parents na who were so quirky. And then one of the boys who, you know, hindi naman lahat sila mapipilyo, hala, I'm going to tell you, lalala. And then he went, rushed out, and he called the head teacher. And then head teacher, alam mo na itong mga dragon-like na mga, shame on you! Ginanon niya, everybody was quiet right away. And then she told me, come out. And then I could hear, I was outside, you, shame, lalala, etc. And she said right away, you shouldn't have done that. That's a sign of weakness. Oh my God, I haven't even taken any teacher subject on how to deal with these brats. So, and then that toughened me. According to Chuchi, he was going to pay the tuition of his younger brother, Pee-wee. So he was graduating that year from college, all right? This was 61, something too, like that. And then he went to the grade school, but on his way to the treasurer's, I mean, where you pay the tuition, I was bringing my class from their classroom to the cafeteria. Father Headmaster said, hey, young man, sabi niya, aren't you from the college? Yes, sir. Yes, Father. Sabi niya, what? Oh, I'm graduating. What? I'm looking for a job. Why don't you come here and teach? And then that was the time when my class came. And then the father noticed that Chuchi was looking at me. And then the father said, marami kaming magagandang teacher dito. See, that one right there. Oh. That's the way Chuchi told me, his version of it. So I said, so according to Chuchi, he just fell for me. And so he decided that he will, how do you call it? Put on hold his own ambition and his own career, where he wanted to have his own. He said, I will, this 1 year, just to court this woman. I was enrolled in a drama course under Father Reuter. And it was held in St. Paul's. Since the boys and girls were not allowed to mix, so the girls would have to play the male part. So I was one of the male in the Camelot, yeah. All the time, Chuchi was listening, was pretending to be one of the crew because he wanted to be close to me. And then all his classmates, because some of them were the crew members, say, oh, what are you doing here? This is not your field or something like that, because he's like a bookworm in high school. That's why his glasses was like this thick already, the grade, no? He just wanted to stick around. And then when they found out that he was after me, And so they say, "Uy, taho, you pick up that one for her," yung mga ganun ba? That kind of talk. You know, we wives, you know, we are really ambivalent. Not ambivalent, rather, ambidextrous, if you have to call it. Meaning to say, you can juggle so many balls at one time. And actually, I really believe that we women are the superior sex. He was egoistic, and I could see that. And he was such a brag, you know, that he kept saying that, you know, you're only from Ateneo de Cagayan, me, I'm from Ateneo de Manila. And he would put that into my face, and I said, what's the difference? And later on, you know, in my career from Ateneo to from the ATV and then to IS and then all that, he even told their children, I say, you know what, the women really are the stronger generation. Remember, he did say that. He's the biggest comedian in my life. That's the one thing. He made me laugh, and that's all that mattered to me. Mababaw ang aking kaligayahan. Of course, the brains counted. I mean, to have both of that, that's already a bonus. The looks, I didn't even look at that anymore. Because I remembered you and your sister. I don't know if you were the one who kept crying, Mommy, why did you have to pick him as your husband? Would you believe one of my kids said that? I was like laughing, and then she said, why? And she was in tears because he was not good.
The thing about Mommy is she transferred me from St. Paul after grade 5 because she needed, sabi ng child psychologist sa kanya, you need to spend time with her. So she figured spending time with me was to put me in the car with her and bring her to school. So she said, Larry, you wanna try and take a test at IS? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I took a test at the 4th grade, and then yun nga, I got the scholarship. So I started to ride with Mommy for 7 years, every single day. Class was at 7:15. We would leave the house at 6:15. She'd wake me up at 6. I didn't take a bath, we'd go. And Mommy would just drive, easy peasy. She would put makeup in the car, eat her breakfast in the car. She made me into a bookworm, I guess, and then with my dad. But Mommy would made it easier talaga.
Well, I'm the favorite of both Mommy and Chuchi, so enough said on that. No, but one thing I like about Mommy is she respects I guess my own independence. No? She respects that we're full-grown adults and doesn't assume things. She doesn't use her being a mom. She actually asks first if she can eat food that I bought, no? So that kind of thing. No? So she's very respectful that way, and because they raised us to be independent as well. So I think she doesn't want to. I guess, cross that.
And one of the best memories of Mommy talaga, as in Mommy ko siya inside IS, was when we were going from the parking lot. She was going to elementary and I was going to high school. And then we passed a bunch of dudes who were having a brawl. And they were white dudes, and hindi sila suntukan Pinoy style. They were strangling each other. And then I was so scared, and then Mommy's like, come on, break it up, boys! And then they were like so much taller than she was. They were already falling on the grass, yung nasisira na yung bushes. Laki lang. And I just ran. So for me, I remember, I'll never forget that because I was like, wow, she's so brave. And she's always like that when we're watching TV at home. May nagbo-boxing sa TV, Pacquiao, Muhammad Ali, Frazier. And she come out and say, may dugo na ba? May dugo na ba?
One of the most controversial teachers in IS was in that group, and everybody feared her. And all I did was not fear her, but I didn't show that I was going to back off and all. All I did was just be quiet, and maybe that's what she wanted. And you know what? Before I knew it, she was telling the others, oh, she's great. She's the best grade leader I had in my whole life. And I said, So I hear this from others, not from her. It's an Excel petition. Us, because, how is it? Oh, they were going to have a kid, and both were working, and they were having difficulty leaving the kid. And so they said, would you like to come? And I said, sure, why not? And Chuchi at first said, you know, he was against the Americans, but when it was already there, sure, why not? You know how he was, very proud, kuno. And then, yeah, we were there. We were babysitting for a while. And then later on, we said we better get our own place. So we did go get a place. And in the meantime, while I was going to one bank, sitting, and there was an ad there that says wanted tellers and all. So I said, what the heck? So I wrote down an application form, and they called me. And then they interviewed me and said, okay. But I was one of the oldest. I mean, they were like young ones. From there, we moved to Texas. Lee and Sarah got jobs in Texas. So Chuchi said, Mami, tama na tayo dito sa Hollywood, California, let's go to Texas. And that's when we went. And doon ko na lang nalaman na mas premium pa lang public school doon. I mean, I didn't go asking, magkano ba kayo? No, never. Sila nagkukwento. Ano? Nasa public school ka? Nakapasa ka nun sa exam? Kasi apparently some of them to take 2, take 3, ganyan. Learn also to be patient and to be humble. Because your deeds will speak for themselves. You don't have to shoot it off or anything. Well, I work here also as a volunteer, by the way. I volunteered after we came back from overseas. So I felt like I needed to, you know, be useful. Matagal ako dito teaching public school children. This wasn't around. What we had is the studio for ETV, Educational Television. This was Father Larkin. There you go. I met with him. After I retired, after coming home, before I went into that volunteer thing, since my husband was what he considered himself an athlete, puno. So he introduced me to all the gyms here. Sabihin, we went through already all of this, tapos naging finalist na kami for that particular branch. So naging finalist. So my husband and I were both finalists, but he was always being teased because sabi nila, Bert, talo ka na yung misis mo, ganyan.
We always have this perception of mommy as being Donya, no? But lately, maybe the past few months, I've been observing her to be very domesticated. No? She's been cleaning, preparing, washing dishes, going to the garden, watering the grass, the plants. So these were not things that we witnessed growing up with her, but now she's quite surprising, no? That she's doing all these things, no? And she lets me be, no? So that's really good. There are no required times for eating, but very distinct, no? Is her being very domesticated, very much a homemaker, no? Which we never saw before.
She's always been my idol because she's so chill. You know, she has mastered the art of, you know, kunyari demure and quiet, walang alam, ganon. But the brain behind, para siyang ano, you only see that, yun si Mommy. And I remember I was in corporate for 2 years and I was hugely unhappy. Rest in peace, church, I can say this. And then I was unhappy and I wanted to resign. And my dad didn't want me to. So I crawled beside Mommy she was sleeping now, usual. And I said, Mommy, I want to resign. I'm not happy na. And she told me, sleepy voice, you go where your heart is at peace. Forget what people tell you about money. At the end of the day, it's about your peace of mind. And I was lying next to her body and I was thinking about her life. Like, she's been a teacher all her life. Of course, ang sarap ng buhay niya sa IS, no? Kaching talaga. Pero that's what made me go and the next day and really resign with finality with my boss. And I went to Ateneo and I was happy teaching there and wearing clothes a la Mommy and really just walking the path Mommy walked. Nagaya ko lang talaga siya.
Always stand by family. I think your immediate family, no? Whether it's your sibling, your parent. I think that's one thing she has taught me. She does that not in a very loud manner, no? But you just know that push comes to shove. When push comes to worst, that she always has your back, no? And that would be the biggest lesson.
I was also glad. I'm an easy person to be pleased. I mean, I don't have the how do you call it, ambition to be way above it. I mean, I'm practical. I mean, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing at this point in my life, then I take it graciously. Of course, I have other dreams, who wants a bigger castle or whatever, but I just say, I'm happy with my children, and they're all ganito, ganyan. And those children who are not loved and all, that's up to them. If they think that way, I mean, I respect their wishes. Individually, you cannot please everyone. So if they plan this way their life, fine. Basta we brought you up and you were not abandoned or you were not left behind. I mean, whatever we could afford, we would give it to you. But we didn't want to indulge you either. Like, Mommy, I want this. I can't afford that. So you work for it.
One of my most favorite memories with Lola, we were crossing the road going to Tongara. And then she said, right as she was walking, she came right before her. And then she was like,
It was a time we were in HEB, that's a grocery in Texas. So she was lined up at the counter and about to pay for the groceries. And apparently the cashier wasn't paying attention, was looking elsewhere. So we were there, I was there with her, and then what she did was, right beside the face of the cashier, clapped like that. And so it was like, so very funny and embarrassing, to say the least.
Cornetto or ice cream at Tongara? Yes, or hug. Sinabi niya pag nasa Tagaytay tayo, scratch my back.
When she brought us to Europe along with my brother. So they were moving slowly, so like we were surprised of how quickly they could move. Like when we were in a hurry, we were gonna miss the train. We're like, how?
Lagi namin siyang kasama kasi ever since Europe, ever since we were there, because they would always visit us. Kaya nagka-nickname kami ni Kimi.
Yung wild boy from Borneo. And
I had the nickname Blue Boy, which Lolo actually coined, which Lola still uses today.
Firstly, I think she cares really a lot about her brothers. And secondly, I think that she really enjoys going out of the country, like taking a break from all this Philippine stuff.
my birthday wish for Lola is just to have fun with this year and to have fun with our family and just enjoy the rest of her life.
Hi, Indit. Happy birthday. Kalakadya. God bless to everybody. Hope you have more years to enjoy all the graces that the Lord has bestowed upon us. Right now, I am 85 years old. I'm still kicking. Hoping to live longer in this earth. See you soon, I hope.
Hi Lola. I'm so lucky to have a very fashionista and fit Lola like you, and so beautiful. I thank you for making mana your jeans.
Happy birthday, Lola! I hope all your wishes come true today. Thank you for all your wonderful gifts, and thank you for always being there for me. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Lola!
Thank you for being a great icon for us. We love you so much, and we will always be there for you.
Love your Manay family!
Mommy, happy 76th birthday. Don't forget our time in Europe last year. You said your favorite city was Berlin and you liked the concentration camp. Which one is it? Name it now. Can't hear you. But yeah, happy birthday. I love you very much. I'll always be your Indit Junior, like it or not. Boom.
Remember me. I'm sure you won't forget me. You can forget my siblings, but not me.
And me, don't forget.
Happy birthday, Ma. I would always tell you, enjoy all the things that you've worked hard for all these years. No? Go dancing every week with your DIs and with your Mrs. Rooney. No? Go be active with that WYCA. Travel if you still want to, but just make the most out of what you have now, and continue listening to your music, and don't forget where you put your keys. Okay, you don't want another new lock for the house. Okay, that's all. Happy birthday.
Happy 76th birthday, Lola. Hope you have another good year.
I love you. You love me. We're us friends could be. We're a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Whoa.